I recently bought myself an Oculus Go to make a video on the Face Your Fears DLC, and when trying to make that video I downloaded a bunch of apps just for fun. These included Proton Pulse, Affected, Dread Halls, and what I mentioned in the title, Temple Run VR. I saw this game on the Gear VR Vault website and was instantly confused. I looked it up on YouTube, and apart from some random gameplay videos from over 10 years ago, it seems like no one else has talked about it. So, hey, why not? I'm not going to introduce Temple Run as it is pretty iconic, but the VR version of the game was released on December 23rd, 2014 for the Oculus Go and Gear VR platforms. For the people who don't fully know, the Oculus Go and Gear VR were Oculus/Meta's first attempt at a standalone VR device before the Quest line existed. Anyways, after sideloading this game onto my Oculus Go and playing about 20 minutes of it, I've seen basically everything that I've wanted to see. I mean, it's not necessarily surprising that this is a pretty accurate conversion of Temple Run. You look forward, swipe on the touchpad on the Oculus Go in any which direction, and try to avoid obstacles while you are trying to run away from the Arctic demon monkeys. Also, you collect coins, I guess. You might be wondering why I'm only showing off just one level from the game and not mentioning stuff like the chests, upgrades, different characters, or the other maps. Well, it's simple. Those don't exist. Literally, the only map in this game is the snowy Arctic map. No underground or minecart sections. There isn't a whole lot of variety. The coins are also just kinda here. They don't do anything else apart from add to your score. This also means there are no ads and no microtransactions, which is a good thing, but it's also the reason they didn't care and update this game, so take your wins when you get them, I guess. I will say, seeing this entire area in VR is actually kinda cool. Especially when you look behind you and the demon monkeys are all just running after you. It is a bit scary actually. Not that you can do it for very long though, as you have obstacles ahead, and it's kinda like driving. If you look away from the road while driving, you're bound to get in an accident. However, despite how cool that is, there are two main issues with this game that make it hard to stick with. The first being that the Go controller kinda sucks. Sometimes when swiping it is heavily delayed, and with a game that requires precise input, that is kind of an issue. I found myself running into obstacles a lot even when I know I swipe on the touchpad. It's at its worst when you slide down. A lot of times my inputs didn't even bother registering. However, you can connect this funky as hell looking gamepad if you want to play better. Holy shit, this costs $10 less than the Steam controller? In reality, you can use any Bluetooth controller with the Go, my personal pick being a PS4 controller. However, the other issue of this game is a bit harder to fix. VR sickness. Now, I personally do not get sick in VR unless I'm doing something really stupid, so this isn't an issue for me, but I could see it being an issue for some. I know some people might not think this is really a flop, but I consider this one because of how accessible Temple Run was to anyone who had a phone. So putting the Gear VR requirement aside, the game not being playable to most people because of the intense motion does hurt the game's accessibility. Although, let's be fair here, I don't think it's super fair to criticize it for that. VR sickness is something you build up an immunity to with more comfortable VR games and apps before you move on to complicated ones. I also do not see what accessibility options they could have put into the game without severely hindering it. So putting the game under the intense comfort category and telling people that this will not work for you if you haven't built up your VR legs is probably the best approach. But yeah, that was all there was for Temple Run VR. It's a cute, old, obscure VR experience, but it's not much apart from that. It seems as if you cannot play these games on the Quest headsets via sideloading, and to be honest, you are missing out on much. The only way I could see this game still being a thing is if it was shown at VR sections in arcades. Who knows, maybe it could even use that one omnidirectional treadmill. That would bring a whole new level of immersion to this game. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this little quickie. If you did, be sure to do the usual YouTube stuff. Bleached Eyeballs and Oculus Rift Lost Media 2 should be coming soon. Have a nice night.